Kamya, Kavya, good evening. Vatsan, good evening. Shiva, good evening. Kartika, good evening. Beta, send the link in the group. Dharni, good evening. Saran, good evening. Not good, beta. Still same problem is there. Full body is paining. Thank you, beta. Shivavni, good evening, beta. Now look here. So last class we were talking about reproduction. In that we were talking about sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction part we discussed that how male and female gamete is exactly fusing and forming zygote, and after that we learned how in 9 months a baby will be formed, and after the completion of 9 months, what we called as gestation period, the baby is taking birth. Okay, now we are going to understand one last part is there, then that is better ki what is fraternal twins and identical twins. Now I told you now in case of fraternal twins, like in case of fraternal twins something is happening, and that is like two different eggs. I told you in fraternal twins two different eggs beta, means one ovary will be releasing one egg, another ovary will be releasing one egg. That is exactly a very rare method, because usually what happens, each ovaries are secreting only one egg monthly, but at that case what happens ki one egg will be secreted from one egg will be released from one side, one egg will be released from the other side, and once the sperm will be exactly receiving the eggs, the sperm will be exactly fertilizing both the eggs, and then production of what you call fraternal twins will be there. Fraternal twins will be generated beta. What type of twins will be generated? Fraternal twins will be generated. Means fraternal twins now it will be just like fraternal twins, means it will be just like because there will be no identical contents. These two DNAs will be just like normal siblings, like me and my brother. My brother is younger than me. I was born before my brother, so my DNA will be matching how much it has to match with a brother and sister. Same amount of DNA will match with this and this also. They will not be fully identical. So in fraternal twins, one another important point is the twins can be a male and a female. It totally depends upon which sperm is going inside. The twin can be a male and a female, or the twin can be both female, or the twin can be both male. Okay, so male female, both male, or both female can be there. So that is exactly called as that will be called as fraternal twins. So that case will be called as fraternal twins. But what is the case of identical twins? At the case of identical twins, the one egg will be there. That egg will be after fertilization, the cells of the egg will be divided. Okay, now this will be called as identical twins. So in case of identical twins, both the babies will be of same sex. If this is a boy, then this will also become boy. Facial expression, DNA means a type of clone, you can say like that. A type of clone, you can say. They will be totally identical. They will be similar. Okay, they will be similar. They will be identical. Whatever you can say, they are very what you called. They will be looking very similar to each other. Their activities will also be same. Fine. So many things will match with them. So they will be exactly called as what type of twins? They will be called as identical twins. And male means if the child will be, then if identical triplets are there, then all the three will be exactly of what you call. They will be same. They will be same. Sex will also be same. Male means 3 male, female means 3 female, male means 2 male, or female means 3 female. Like that, identical in behavior will be there. Next important thing is, sometimes there is a word called as conjoined twins. Conjoined twins, exactly what is the conjoined twins? You might have seen that some twins are born with connectivity, means their body parts will be connected. That type of twins are exactly called as conjoined twins. Twins in many movies or somewhere. In many movies or somewhere you will be seeing that the twins will be, their body parts will be connected. So fraternal twin, conjoined twin, both can be sometimes connected. Like one male, one female can also be connected. It is totally dependent upon at the time of the egg will be connected to inner lining of the uterus. The cells of the babies, if they will get connected, means that time the babies will become a conjoined twins, means their body parts will be connected. Conjoined twins means their body, how they are born by normal activity only. They will grow in mother womb like normal. Okay, they will not be special in mother womb. There should be no special treatment. Fine, but after the birth, their body parts will be connected. And I think one girl named Lakshmi was there. She had I think 8 limbs. 8 limbs means she was exactly a conjoined twin, and her means in her stomach, from the stomach one more baby got connected without head. Okay, and I think in Bangalore only. Okay, so the thing here is from the doctor did what, the other extra body partner the doctor took out, and they separated from the body part from that girl. So that was exactly a rarest of the rarest case. One more case was there. 2 sisters were there, their head were connected, and they were wanting to separate from each other. Till adulthood they were connected to each other, but at the time when they became, one was lawyer or some another one, I think they were from outside country, not from our country. At the time of doing separation, I think both of them died. Their name, I think I didn't recall the name, but these 2 girls were very famous. If you want to know about conjoined twins, you can see that videos of that 2 twins. They were very brainy, very good. Okay, but their decision to separate from each other means that was not the successful one. But Lakshmi girl, na, her from her body, that conjoined twin body separation was a very successful one, and it is exactly done in Bangalore hospital. Okay. So I hope you might have understood what is the difference between conjoined twins and fraternal twins. Now it's time to understand between zygote, embryo and fetus. It's time to understand between zygote. Separation is difficult, very big difficulty is there in separation. It will take, like, I think 20-25 hours operation was there. But since one of the sister was a lawyer, so her, see, look here, you have to understand one thing. Different occupation people uses different part of the brain in a very different way. So you have to understand that lawyers and all now means how much you will think complex now, the brain nerves will be that much connected to each other in a very complex manner. So both of their head separation was a very big problem. The reason behind is their neurons and everything were exactly, the nerves were interconnected, and at the time of separation itself one got died, and after some hours the second one also died. After some hours the second one also died. You go in net, you will check, you will be finding that one. Now look here beta, first thing is that zygote, this is a very easy simple, good evening Sudarshan, this is exactly a very important and easy question. See, whatever question cbse is asking, I'm just telling you right now, they will ask what is the difference between zygote, embryo and fetus. This is one of a very well known question. Second question is about what you called I'll be explaining about STDs, means sexually transmitted disease. If you will see, every year one question will be coming from there. Why they are asking sexually transmitted disease and why they are talking about sexual health? Because it is very, very important, and children should know about the health conditions, because most of us are unaware of many facts. Because of that only the government has decided, or the country government has decided, that we should have this education so that we can understand the limitations and we can understand how to take care of ourselves. Okay, So now first we are going to understand about zygote, embryo and fetus. So what is the difference between zygote, embryo and fetus, beta? The zygote is just formed, it is a fusion between male and female gamete. So after zygote phase comes the embryo. So it is repeated cell division. I told you 6 to 7 days it takes to convert zygote into multiple cells. Okay, that is blastocyst. That word we have used is blastocyst. Early blastocyst was there and late blastocyst were there. So that means embryo formed will be repeated cell division of zygote. Now after that, after joining to the inner lining of the uterus, the fetus is formed by growth and development of embryo. So the fetus will be exactly after joining to the inner lining of the uterus, the development of the embryo will start, and then you can see some shape of the child. That is exactly called as fetus. That is exactly called as what? Fetus. So zygote first, and then embryo, and then fetus. So zygote means sperm and egg will be fusing, then zygote formation will be there, then mitotic division will start, and then embryo will be there, then embryo will take the shape of the fetus. Now a zygote is exactly the formation of a baby. So every child, every living organism has to undergo the zygotic phase. Okay, and it is exactly at the beginning of the formation of zygote, the baby will be exactly smaller than a full stop. Smaller than a full stop. So once upon a life we were smaller than a full stop, beta. We were smaller than a full stop. And then embryo is unborn baby in the uterus, but it is very very early stage. I told you now. Then this will be exactly 8 weeks, means after first trimester part, whatever you are going to take, it will be coming as embryo section. It is multicellular will be there. Body features or growing baby will be exactly having much development at this embryonic stage. But once the development will be over, the fetus will be an unborn child in the uterus, and it is after, means second trimester. If you want to know, it is exactly after first trimester. Second trimester means after the end of first trimester, means at the time of end of first trimester to going toward the second trimester, fetus will be ready. Okay, the fetus is multicellular. Its feature is developing baby. Its hand, legs, eyes, ears, everything will be identified. So fetus, everything will be identified, beta, because we can be differentiating the hand, leg, eyes of the fetus, but we cannot be differentiating the hand, leg, eye of the embryonic stage. That is a too early stage. That is a too early stage. Till here everybody understood what is the difference between zygote, embryo and fetus? What is the difference between zygote, embryo and fetus? Huh? What is the difference between zygote, embryo and fetus? So zygote is the first phase, embryo is the second phase, and fetus is the third stage, beta. Fetus is the third stage, that the child will be exactly be of what you called. You can be able to see in the scan different body parts of the baby. It is fetus, and the newly born child is now not called as infant or newborn child. They are called as neonates. A new word has been given to the child which is exactly born. The new word that is given to the child which is newly born is called as neonates. What is the name of the child? They will be called as a new word called as neonates. They will be known by a new word, then that is called as what, beta? Neonates. Now another important point here is reproductive health. I'm sorry if I will say something and you won't like it, so I need cooperation discussing in this part. So reproductive health is one of a very important point, and here CBSE is asking questions from here. So I cannot cut short the syllabus. Once it is added in CBSE, I cannot remove it out from CBSE. Reproductive health is something which is exactly very very important for both male and female. Now another important point is why reproductive health is so needed. See, once a child will be attaining puberty, either a male or a female, they both have a same problem. See, zygote formation in fallopian tube, yes beta, uterus. The new embryo means after that, that is what I told, blastocysts will be there. These blastocysts will join with the inner lining of the uterus. It will start growing. That will be the embryonic phase, but once it will start growing after the end of the first trimester, starting to the second trimester, the embryo will start getting converted into fetus. I hope you might have understood. Huh. Neonate, neonates. You check in net, you will be getting beta. Neonates, they are called as neonates. Okay, now next is called as reproductive health. The health of both male and female is very, very important. The most important thing which a child is neglecting is कि once they are attaining puberty, first important point is they are feeling different from others. The thing here is कि they feel like now their body is undergoing a change, and they are very much unaware of that changes, what is exactly going, because since beginning they are not knowing that this type of changes are going to occur. So first problem coming in our society, and big problem is that is lack of awareness that it is a normal activity and each human has to go through it. This activity or attainment of puberty by both male and female is a very, very normal thing. This makes human or any other animal unique, because it's a unique feature and that only completes a human. So attaining puberty is a very complete process where a male or a female will be now called as complete to have a generation. So they are getting they are attaining puberty. The reason behind is after attainment of puberty only they will be in future be capable of carrying the reproductive process. In future they will be capable of carrying the reproductive process. So that makes them unique beta. That makes them unique and it's a normal process. Now another important point is after attaining puberty there are lots of changes in the body. So that changes a child has to discuss. The child has to discuss to the nearby person whom the person can be capable of explaining the point. So knowledge is something that is exactly going to help the child. First is hygiene, maintenance of hygiene, maintenance of positivity in the brain. See, this is the case where the person will get mentally sick, because the person will be thinking that only my body is undergoing this change. This is everyone's attitude, that this problem is only mine, and they get depressed. But the thing here is each individual has this problem. Okay, they don't open up, that is a different thing, but everyone has this problem. So the next important point here is that we have to understand that the sexual maturation is a gradual and takes place while general body growth is still going on. So some degree of sexual maturation does not necessarily mean that, but another important point is that once the puberty is attained, it does not mean that the male or the female is ready for reproduction. This is a myth, because there is two type of factors. One factor is called as social factor, second factor is called as mental or physical health. The mental and physical health of a person and social, three should be combined together to check that the person is fit for reproduction or not. Nowadays the stability in the society is one of a very important factor. Means attainment of an age. After attaining the age, you should be smart enough to understand your body needs. You should be smart enough to earn money, stand in your own, you should have a position in society. And then after that, if you take any decision, that decision will be welcomed, because that time of having a baby means that will be a smart decision. Okay, because you will not be only physically fit, mentally fit, economically sound also. Okay, so that is what. So sexual maturation or attainment of puberty is nowhere the guarantee of having child. This is just a lack of information. Fine. So next important point is we must consider the possible health consequences of having sex. There are several diseases which are sexually transmitted from infected person to another person. Such diseases are called as sexually transmitted disease or vulnerable disease. So attainment of puberty is never giving the permission or the guarantee that this has to be means because this sexually transmitted disease is not at all what you call a good thing. It is exactly a very problematic situation where what you call the health of a person may get affected. Okay, so it is not at all see, attainment of puberty is not at all a guarantee of pregnancy. Means it is not like okay, the girl can become pregnant because they have attained puberty. No, the straight away answer is no. Their body needs stability, their body needs maturation, their body needs understanding, and they should be quite sound enough to take this decision. Okay, and for that beta, this what you called for this sexually transmitted disease and everything comes as a very important part. So now another important point, and what are different type of sexually transmitted diseases. So the time of mating, there are different type of disease caused, because a male can infect a female, an infected female can infect a male. So there are two different type of viruses or microorganisms that can create some types of sexually transmitted disease. That's a short form of a sexually transmitted disease is called as STDs. The sexually transmitted disease is exactly called as what beta? STDs. Now there are two different type of pathogens, microbes, what you can say, bacteria and virus. So now cbse asked what type of question. Now here the cbse will say that write 3 bacterial STDs, means the STDs caused due to bacteria or the STDs caused due to virus. So mostly you see the sample paper of last 15 to 20 years, or you will be seeing the sample paper or the question paper of CBSE. They will always be talking about sexual health, mental stability. They will ask questions like that, which infection, because they know that teaching about body parts is a different thing. Understanding about what is good for you or good not which is not good for you, they will ask questions related to that. Okay, so they will ask that questions where you can give your own point of view. So here that correct statement will be exactly, you have to just remember 3 bacterial infections and 3 what you call viral infections. AIDS is very common. Now bacterial infections, gonorrhea, syphilis and chlamydiasis. Okay, chlamydiasis, gonorrhea, syphilis and chlamydiasis. So all this will be exactly quite painful for both male and female. There will be discharge from the reproductive organ, and there will be itching sensation. So it is not like that it is only caused due to sexual transmission. Sometimes due to unhygienic condition also this bacterial infections can cause. What is the remedy here? What to do, how to get rid of it? Go to doctor, they will give you antibiotics, case over, that's it. But you have to open up to the doctor and say that, see, I'm having this problem, just give me antibiotics. So they will give the antibiotics, because unhygienic female mostly will have one problem, and that is at the time of menstrual cycle. If hygiene will not be maintained, then the bacterial infection is a quite common thing. It's common, it's nothing very big issues. Only antibiotics is going to help. Now STD caused by virus. Now there are 3 different type of viral infections. See, because these STDs, if they will persist now, then they will infect the uterus lining and for the male part, and in future it may affect its effect may be bad. So rather than 3 days antibiotic dosage or hygiene maintenance, means you don't have to cost more. So it will be exactly very easy way to maintain. And speak up to your parents. The best friend of a child is, I think, parent, and they will be guiding you perfectly. Okay, now STD caused by virus in humans. So first is genital herpes, genital warts and AIDS. So these are 3 different type of sexually transmitted diseases. You should know the names of this. That is genital herpes. It is caused by herpes simplex virus. It is that type of virus. Again, it is going to make it will infect the inner part of the reproductive organ, and it will from there also what you call vaginal discharge, itching will be there, and then the person will come to know that burning sensation will be coming. So that means it's a sign that okay, sometimes fever will also come. Slight fever will be there, body will feel feverish there. Then it is just a symbol that okay, your body needs some rest and your body needs a treatment. That's it, nothing else. So genital warts, genital herpes, AIDS. But beta, AIDS is that sexually transmitted disease. I say that AIDS is not a disease, it's a syndrome. Why? Because it affects the human immunity system. So how can AIDS be exactly? AIDS is not a communicable disease. disease, it cannot be spread by what you call shaking hand. It cannot be transmitted through any other mean. Only there are certain ways through which a person will get infected through AIDS, and that is exactly sexual intercourse with an infected person with another infected person, sexual intercourse, male female meeting. That time they may create AIDS. Okay, use of contaminated needles. So person who is having AIDS, if that needle syringe we are using for ourselves, means AIDS will be there. A few transfusion of contaminated blood. A person who is having AIDS, if that person will be donating his or her blood, then that time you are giving blood to someone, but someone, if you are having AIDS, or that time that someone life will become threatening, because that person will also get AIDS. Now next is through placenta from mother to child. Yes, you already know that placenta is the disc shaped structure which is connecting the mother to the child. So through that, mother can infect the baby. Okay, that is the blood, oxygen what the mother is giving to the baby. Through that also the baby can get AIDS. So this is again a very problematic situation. Now next is sexual act can lead to pregnancy. Yes, sexual act in a premature age can lead to pregnancy. You know that pregnancy can occur, and it's like it's stoppage of menstrual cycle. And premature means, I just want to put emphasis here is, till you are not economically sound. I think in today's generation, till you are not capable of earning, you will be called as premature only. The reason behind is you are not stable by thought, stable by society. Fine. So when such decision has to be taken, so this decision of pregnancy has to be taken wisely when a female body is physically ready, physically, mentally, economically, socially, all the factor has to be there. When it will be ready, then only pregnancy has to be done, otherwise it should be avoided. Okay, so now to avoid unwanted pregnancy. So what another important question what CBSE is again and again asking is how to avoid unwanted pregnancy. So there are different type of methods. One method is called as spacing method or courteous method. This is exactly at the time at the time of meeting, just male and female separation will be exactly, it's a natural process. It will be called as that is spacing method or coitus method. Second is called as barrier method, where a male or female can use condom, through which they cannot be this will avoid any type of what you call infections also, STDs also, and sperm will not be able to go towards the female reproductive part. So this method is called as barrier method. Usually 2-3 method means you can write barrier method, intrauterine device, loop or copper T. This is exactly be given for female. There what they are doing is they are inserting this copper T in the female what you call cervix, that means the uterus region, and they are closing the mouth so that the sperms will not be able to go to that region. So that is exactly a way to prevent pregnancy. So this is a loop and copper T example writing, and then write in your own word. Okay, and here also barrier method, write in your own word. Spacing method, write in your own word, but they make most important highlights are these words. So only I highlighted and I am explaining in your own, I am explaining in my own words. No need for good evening Tanishka, no need for going for research or big understandings. Intrauterine devices means in the uterus part they are just creating just putting a loop or fixing a loop or copper T, through which because of which the sperms won't be able to enter into the uterus. So that's why it is called as intrauterine devices. Okay, now barrier method, use application of condom on the penis side for the male, so that it will not be see, X release will be there, but the most important X will be not. I think this method, barrier method and intrauterine device also, I will say that there are many defects here. Okay, there are many defects here. Barrier method is exactly okay, but this method female has to have problem. Female will have problem in intrauterine devices, and nowadays the doctors won't advise, because the chances of infections for female after application application of copper T is more. Okay, now see, first method is natural spacing method, when the male separate itself from the female before the sperms will be released. So because of that it will be okay. This barrier method, condom application is okay. Intrauterine device, loop, copper T, female they are undergoing lots of problem for copper T. I'll be saying that ki hormone method, next method is hormone method. So this hormone method is again a problematic method. See, the doctors are nowadays in market, there are different type of medicines, the hormonal pills are there. Okay. Yes, copper T usage can be capable of giving you STDs. Condoms can avoid STDs to an extent. Okay, condoms can avoid STDs to an extent, but copper Ts cannot. Okay, copper Ts cannot. Now oral pills. Now many ladies, you will be, the doctors are advising that take no. Menstruation will be normal. After application of copper T also, menstruation will exactly be stopping for some, like some extent it will stop, because cervix lining will be So exactly, copper T is don't allow sperms to go inside the female reproductive system through the cervix region. So that is exactly the main idea of that. But that copper T will be T-shaped and it will be just fixing to the fallopian tube part. So menstrual cycle will be coming. Menstrual cycle will be coming. Okay, it's not like that menstrual cycle will not come. Menstrual cycle will be coming. The flow will be slight change, but menstrual cycle will be coming. Most problematic is oral pills. This oral pills and copper T. Oral pills now, see, in the 80s, 19th century, 80s and 90s now, more like these type of pills were introduced in market. But you know what, the reproductive health of a female, we saw a very major setback in the reproductive health of a female. See, hormones are a very vital thing for us. It is not only, see, you have to understand one thing, this estrogen and progesterone now, it not only provide a female character, but it is also making us unique. It is making us unique. So these oral pills now, when a person is taking oral pills, so these oral pills are exactly creating a problem in the follicles. So what they are creating a problem in the follicles here is, so what they are creating in the follicles problem, beta, you have to understand that this follicles now, the premature eggs now, they are called as follicles, primary follicles, secondary follicles, and then Graafian, and then it will be exactly coming out. So now what will happen if the follicles will only be killed, means the egg will not be able to get what you called coming out, then sperm will go, then egg will not be there, then sperm will not be fertilizing the egg. So this is a way to hormonally you have to exactly don't allow the egg to be produced. So it is having a major consequence. Why major consequence? Because in due course of time the eggs will become hardened and it will be forming cyst. Okay, so hormone medicines, I'll be telling you bit about it. Hormone medicines, I am just thinking how many classes I should take. Okay, so now some medicines are exactly follicle stimulating hormones will be there, so they are exactly creating problem. Now that means another category of contraceptive act is changing the hormonal balance of the body, so that egg will not be released. I told you now, they are doing a change in the hormonal balance of the body, so that egg itself will not be produced. So fertilization does not occur. However, since they change hormone balance, they can cause side effects too. 100% it is written that there is a side effect in that. Now oral pills will be there. These drugs are commonly taken orally. Oral pill constitute synthetic estrogen and progesterone which alter the menstrual cycle. Yes, this is also not good. Whatever nature has provided it, and that is the menstrual cycle is a natural process. So if medicine taking and stopping the menstrual cycle means fibroid or fibrosis, there are certain type of in uterus endometrium wall will become thick and it will have some tumor like there. So why to go for all these oral pills? Because that is exactly going to create problem. Okay, So now check ovulation by inhibiting the release of FSH. So these medicines now, they are so dangerous, they are exactly creating problem in FSH and LH. So pituitary glands, from the pituitary glands, so they see our pituitary gland here, the pituitary gland is the master gland below the hypothalamus. They are exactly giving information about secretion of what you call FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone. So this follicle stimulating hormone helps the follicle to get to go to secondary stage and tertiary stage to mature the egg. So if egg will not get matured by taking the oral pills, and that is LH. So one word is called, that is luteinizing hormone. That will also be, the luteinizing hormone is exactly very responsible for ovulation, means egg release. So if this luteinizing hormone now, if that hormone will be prohibited, so again egg release will not be there. So that means it is a type of killing the egg. In one way, it is a type of killing the egg, which is not at all good, because now for 1 year, 2 years, the female will continuously take that oral pills. She will be feeling that everything is all right. But in the uterus, maybe cyst formation will be there. Maybe the inner lining of the uterus, like endometrium wall, will become thick. And when she wants babies, that time babies will not be what you call, that time she won't be able to conceive because of other secondary problems. Okay. So these are better different things we must then there are some medicines, oral pills like Mala and Mala D, which are dairy oral pills. Now some vaginal pills are there, Saheli pills. These are exactly some sort of pills. Okay. Now vaginal pills are there, which is exactly inserted in vagina. So vaginal pills are those pills which will kill the sperms. So these kills, it will kill the sperm, means once sperm is entering, then to ensure that the sperm should not go and ovulate, it should not go and fuse with the egg. They see, it is exactly vaginal pills some ladies are taking, and that vaginal pill will be exactly killing the sperms. Okay, so this is exactly called as hormonal method. Now first we talked about natural method, that is coitus method, then barrier method, then third is intrauterine like copper T, fourth is natural method, and then comes the surgery method. That is, it's exactly like after the birth of 2 babies, some parents, they are deciding that okay, we should go for operation. It's a very minor surgery. In this minor surgery, you know that vasectomy and tubectomy will be there. Vasectomy is for male and tubectomy is for female. In this surgical method, contraception will be exactly reversible. Here conception will become very weak. They will block the gamete but do not produce they block the transport of gamete but not the production of gamete. So in this method now, sperms will not be able to go to this region. When the vas deferens will exactly cut and it is exactly stitched, then sperms will not be able to come out, but sperms production will be there, hormones production will be there. Yes beta, this is also called as family planning. So hormonal production, see, sperm production will be there, but sperms transfer will not be there. So after the sperm production will be, the sperm will be formed, and again the sperm, if sperm will not be able to come out, then again reabsorption, means the death sperms will be exactly, the sperms will die, again it will be again reformed. So like that will be there. So it is not going to be a problem for the testis, either the epididymis, but it will not be able to go out. Okay. So blocking can be done by cutting the vas deferens of both the sides just above the epididymis and remaining end at tide. Okay. The process is called as that is male sterilization. Male sterilization means कि now male will not be able to produce sperms. Okay. Now second is called as female sterilization. In female sterilization, what they are doing is they are cutting the fallopian tube and they are stitching it. So in this way what happens, egg formation will be there, but the egg will not be able to go into the, sperms will be exactly going in, but sperms will not be able to enter into the fallopian tube. sperms will not be able to enter, so there will be no case of fertilization. Even the egg release will not be able to fertilize. Okay, so the long surgical method are safe method, but if not performed properly, infection and other problem also it can be. So I think surgical method, if parents are not, if male or female is not wanting future child, then surgery at the time of childbirth is itself a safe method. Like if they are planned that okay, 2 children is enough, now we don't want, then either than using any other methods, whatever methods are written in the upper part, like barrier method, intrauterine method, because all are problematic, the safest method is this one. In this method what will happen, the natural cycle, everything will be there, but the female will not become pregnant. Okay, so now medical termination or pregnancy. So in future, if the female will be wanting babies, then this fallopian tube attachment they can do, reattachment they can do. So it's like a common one, no problem for that. Okay, now medical termination of pregnancy. Sometimes what happens, every means like there are certain restrictions in societies. So like sometimes what happens, the doctor will detect that the baby is born, the baby is not normal here in the sense like the baby, like conjoined twins are there, the baby is having 4-5 limbs like that. So now the doctor will tell this because now it's a criminal offense of aborting a child. Initially like it was like where female ferticide, you already know that killing the female, that many things were there, but now it's like abortion is not legal, it's an illegal offense and it should not be done. So at the time abortion, if somebody is planning for, they have to take special permission. The reason behind they have to take special permission, beta, because like they have to prove that the baby is abnormal, because abnormal child born will be exactly a problem. So now what is abnormal baby? Abnormal baby is like one baby is having 4-5 limbs, means when the baby will be born, it will be problem for the baby to walk, or one baby head will be this much big. So some babies, like when they will see that the face of the baby will be exactly sunken, so some problem will be there, some physical defect will be there, then only the doctor will say that the baby is growing abnormally, and then the baby abortion will be safe. Because after the baby will be born, they have to take care, the mother father has to take care, and it will be like a medical condition. Okay, the baby itself will have problem. So for that only the doctors are taking the decision for medical termination of pregnancy. Fine. So and otherwise it's an offense. The female cannot go for abortion until and unless there will be some problem. The government or the health authorities will not be allowing it. So for healthy society, the female male sex ratio must be maintained, and because of that female ferticide has to be curbed. So killing female in mother womb is a very criminal offense, and I really strongly condemned it. It's not good. Okay, each child are special, more or less. As a mother I can say that we have the right to live. Okay, either male or female, how much it should be equal, and that is important, beta. So now I hope you might have understood this chapter. Now next only flower reproduction is left. Now variations are there, beta, variations and clones. So we have understood that variations are exactly one of a reason behind. Variation means variation in selection is a very important thing, and clone formation means there are restrictions there, beta. Okay, so now a female flower reproduction only part is there. Their double fertilization and what is flower flower, how the anther, stem and carpel they are working, that tomorrow I am going to teach, beta, and then reproduction will be over. Then we will start heredity. Okay, today I'm just taking, beta, I'm taking pills and I'm taking medicines and I'm standing. So if my health will allow, then only 2 classes. Yes, heredity chapter is there beta. Evolution part, Mendel's is there. Mendel section is there beta. So I am going to teach heredity chapter. Evolution part, I think some sections are omitted, but heredity chapter is there beta. Heredity chapter I am going to teach. I am just looking forward for periodic classification. I have to teach you electropositive, electronegativity, ionization potential, then electron affinity. All this I have to teach. Okay, so if my health will be okay 7 o'clock, then I'll start. Otherwise 8 o'clock I'll take directly maths beta. I'm not in a very good condition right now. I'm having fever. Okay, can I keep it till here? See, look here beta, the baby will be born different. No beta, it's like no, at the time of selection na beta. Now understand one thing, Tawfiq, your question is very important. Why you deleted it? I want everyone to know this point. See, if male or female, like mother or father, are normal, sometimes the child is born abnormal. So this is exactly not the problem of the child. First thing is that stop condemning the child. That child is exactly special. That child is special. So exactly at the time when the male and the female were zygote, the male and the female gamete were mixing na beta, that time there is a like code or decode. Like when you attach wires na, sometimes wire attachment becomes wrong. So you are responsible. You are not responsible. Now you did your best. In the same way beta, कि when male and the female are exactly, they want a child and the child is having some abnormalities, so we cannot blame male. We cannot, at the time of for zygote formation na, a small coding decoding problem na, the child will be born abnormal. The child will be born abnormal. So the child should not be condemned. The child should not be condemned, and I think rather than condemning, we should go one step beyond and we should accept that child as a special, because all are normal, yaar. All are born normal. That is a normal thing. But the one who is exactly specially gifted should be taken more care of. Okay, that child is a special child. That child is not a defective child. That child is a special God gifted child. So we should love that child more than any other child, because everyone is born normal. The one who is special only. Okay. I hope you might have understood this point beta, but it's not parents defect, it's coding decoding problem beta. And more or less, when a female is knowing na कि she has conceived, she should not take certain medicines. Like she understood that she conceived, now she started taking those medicine, those pills through which the baby will die. So that time the baby body structure is making, and the mother is exactly taking certain types of pills. So it will affect the baby growth. It will affect the baby growth. It will affect the baby growth. So what is the fault of the baby? The mother is taking those medicines to kill the baby, and the baby is exactly ready and the baby is growing. So that time the baby health will be affected. So we cannot blame. And certain times what happens, unknowingly we take some medicines like fever medicine, like what you called antibiotics. So certain medicines are there. They affect the child growth. So that type of medicines has to be avoided. So doctors are exactly asking. Doctors are asking that. That's why nowadays, whenever a female will be going, a married female will be going, the doctors are exactly asking them, are you taking any pills, or are you pregnant or not, so that the doctors can give safe medicines which will not affect the health of the child. Okay, but it's not child mistake, never a child mistake. Okay, okay beta, can I keep it till here? Thank you, Vatsan. God bless you, beta. Thank you, Vatsan. Thank you, Tanishka. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, beta. Today health is not good. I'm like shaking. My legs are shaking. Bye.